living for the night, playing for the soul. I'm Stuart with Daylight Productions and Daylight Vampires, and this is Interview with a Vampire. Today I'm here with Wayne Blunt from Macallans. Good to see you, Wayne.
Yeah, you too. Good to see you, man.
Wayne actually runs Macallans over here, and you're the owner, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And how many years have you owned this place?
This location, 4 years now, and on Dorval Avenue, south of the 20. I was there for 22 years.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. I've been here a few times, actually more than a few times. The place has really grown and changed a lot over the past couple of years. The biggest change actually is right behind me, which happens to be the stage itself. The stage now is so professional. It's amazing, the lights and everything that go on here. I've been here for some amazing shows, and really it's phenomenal what you've done here. Now, tell me a little bit about Macallans in general.
Well, when I moved here 4 years ago, and I was, in the back of my mind, I knew there was room for a venue in the West Island, a music venue. But as I moved in and got to know the people and the landscape a little better, I realized there was a void, a big void. And over the course of the last 4 years, I've upgraded all the stage, the sound, the lighting, a speaker array that I've just installed recently. And I've hired really, really good bands, a lot of tribute bands on the weekend, and we've gone from twice a week to music 4 times a week now. It's really the focal point of the business now.
I find it's quite incredible because not only have you done it with the tribute bands and also the cover bands, but you also even have one night every I think it's every second week or something like that.
On the Wednesday,
On the Wednesday nights.
Yeah, that's the Battle of the Bands, and that's for local talent to get them out of their garages and their basements and to play live in a venue and get some experience and get themselves known a little bit and hopefully get some bookings out of it.
What I find is incredible at that is that there's a lot of places that have open mic. Now, an open mic will get you 2 or 3 songs. And I find that's always a challenge because as a new band or somebody who's never performed before or someone who has but wants to get out there, it gives them an actual forum where they can play and get themselves that 45 minutes and really get a true set in there to really showcase what they have. And to me, that's extremely commendable because a lot of people won't do that.
I appreciate that. We allot 2 hours per band, and that's with setup time and all, but that really gives you an hour and a half to play, and you can play as many songs as you can in there and really get exposed and get your feet wet and get into a rhythm. It's been well received.
That's incredible. Now, we started talking before this about how you started off with music when you were young. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I'm not a musician by at all, but I just absolutely love music. And from the age of 9 or 10, I was very fortunate that my brother-in-law, who was 6 years older, had the best record collection probably in Quebec, and he was just a music lover, and it spawned on to me, and we'd go to Phantasmagoria back in the early 80s and go through all the records, and he'd buy 1 or 2 and I'd buy 1 or 2. Well, he was older, he'd probably buy 5, I'd buy 1 with my budget, and then we'd go home together and we'd share the albums and listen to music, and it was a great time. So I've just been a music lover from the age of 10, and to be able to be here and to be part of the music community here in the West Island is nothing short of fantastic. Like I said, I'm not a musician by any means, but I love good music, and I actually have a little bit of say in the sound here, in the sense that my sound guy tech, Brian, who is fantastic, he and I can work together and tweak things a little bit, and I have to say I really enjoy that part too.
That's amazing because I find that there's a certain era which both of us are grown up in.
Yes.
Where when it was the old album days, where you opened up the album, you cracked the plastic on it, you pulled out the album, you looked at it.
And you could smell it as well.
It just had that scent. and you pulled the liner notes and you read it. It's funny because I was talking to someone else about this. It reminds me when I was a very young child, and what happened was you got the cereal box. When you're really young and you put the cereal box in front of you and you read everything, you knew exactly what riboflavin was and iron, and you know everything about that. Right. It's the same thing with the albums. You'd pull them out and you'd read it over and you knew who was the producer at the time and who did what, and you'd always look at that album, and of course we'd always blow on it to make sure we can get scratches and everything like that. But those were really the days, and before the big stereos, I remember I had this really an old Emerson bubble stereo, which was like a turntable and little round speakers and everything. It wasn't the best of sound, but you just sat there with your friends and you just everything just came into you, and you felt the music go through your soul. which was quite impressive.
Yeah.
So
We were very lucky to grow up in the era that we did.
that's it. And it's amazing how all that music came back.
Yes, yes. And actually, what I'm seeing here is actually the youth. It's a resurgence of the youth really liking our music from 60s to 80s. On any given night, we'll find here, I'm young 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds that are just really into the music. And I didn't see that, I didn't feel that 10, 20 years ago. I think it's a resurgence now. And so the music is carrying on with the next generation.
No, it really is impressive, and that's the best part about it, especially like a venue like that you have here. It's large, it's open. You can see the stage from anywhere you are. And a lot of places, that's a challenge, is that when you go to some places, there's a place where it's blocked off. You can't really get that feel.
Right.
You can't get, and even as an artist itself, myself, I find, when you're playing, you get to see the crowd out there.
Right.
It just brings it in, and you can actually identify with people in the room to draw them in, to actually have them come closer. Because, like I said, the times I've been here, the dance floor is packed. You don't even have room. People are moving tables away so they can dance.
Yeah.
It's so impressive. Now I do know also, I think it's Friday nights after the bands, there's also live music that you have? Not live, but a DJ?
Every Friday and Saturday after the local band or tribute band, usually somewhere in the area of 11 p.m., I have a DJ come in. His name is Brian. He's also my sound tech. He's multi-talented. And he'll spin whatever's needed for the night, depending on the clientele and the demographic.
That's great.
And
you know what?
I'll tell you.
It's always exciting when you have an event like that. And you know what? I find as well, you also do fundraising events, which I'm very impressed with as well. I know there's one coming up in June.
Oh, there's quite a few. I'd have to get my list out. There are so many. But the biggest one that is upcoming would be the June 6th outdoor jamboree here in the parking lot. And it'll be our third annual. I'm working with Peter Knopf, a good friend of mine, on this. And let's see, the band lineup this year. Last year was Jim Cuddy of Blue Rodeo fame, and that was quite an honor, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That was just fantastic, except the weather was terrible. But this year, the headliner this year is The Damn Truth.
Oh, excellent. Wow.
That's we're fortunate to be able to get them.
Yeah, they just came off that Juno nomination.
That's right, they did, 100%. And we have the Hyphens. They're a 60s tribute band. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
And also a couple local bands. I've got, who are the other two? Slipping my mind right now. It is Rec Crew. They're a local band that live in the area and they frequent here. And there is one band in between that, and I don't recall them. Oh, it's Matt Rock as well.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So I love him as well.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He really is great.
And finally, finish it off inside, we have the Five Pistols, which is a tragically hip tribute who have played here on a few occasions, and they are just stellar. So that's the lineup for the night, and the beneficiaries for this event are the West Island Palliative Care, the Shriners Hospital, and Dreams Take Flight. And again, I'm working with all this through with Peter Knopf.
Oh, excellent.
Good close friend of mine.
Excellent.
Looking forward to it.
What I also love is you have the TVs here, so for those who want to come see the Canadians move on into the
That's right.
series.
That's fantastic. As you can see my hat here, everyone.
Exactly. Because the Habs are really doing it this year.
Yeah, they are. Loving every minute of it.
Hopefully we'll get to see a little bit of what I call the close to Saint Jean-Baptiste hockey, which means that we're really going right to the end.
That's right, yes. If you can get into June, then you're doing well.
That's exactly
You got it, partner.
Anyhow, once again, thank you very much for your time. This is amazing. I know that I come here quite often.
Yes, you do. I'm glad that you do. Thank you.
I'm going to cover some bands and everything over
Yeah.
here. I did one a couple of months ago, and I know I'm definitely going to be covering a lot more.
Fantastic.
So once again, thanks again.
Oh, my pleasure.
A pleasure.
My pleasure, buddy.
Thanks.
All right, man.